Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jupiter James and this is Astro Motivation, where I awaken the astrologer within you and aim to give you a little inspiration and motivation per unique placement within your birth chart. You know, I really do feel that before time of iPhones and iPads and this and that, we were a culture and a society that were better able to look up at the stars and understand exactly where our dreams were and how to get them. And so if that sounds good to you, let's go ahead and get into it. Today I'm excited to bring to you the November 2025 forecast. Oh my God, y'all, where's the time going? Time is not waiting on anyone. This year is almost up, and I'm excited to bring the energetic forecast for this month ahead. Okay, so November 2025 is really going to be calling us inward. Okay, this is going to be, you know, the fall season of coziness, introspection, recalibration, and you know, this is going to be a season where, you know, these three major transits that are going to be happening in this time frame are really going to be shifting the emotional tides a little bit. You know, they're going to be bringing truth to the surface. First, we have a very abundant and benefic Jupiter, which is going to be stationing direct, or sorry, it's going to be stationing retrograde in Cancer on November 11th, which is going to be pulling our focus inward to re-examine what truly nourishes us. You know, what about our home, our family, our safety, and our emotional growth maybe needs some recalibration a little bit so that we can find more abundance when Jupiter finally turns direct. Okay, and then on November, I would say around November 27th, we're gonna be having a Saturn stationing direct in Pisces, all right, which is gonna be helping us move forward with spiritual maturity and bringing boundaries to the surface, you know, and emotional accountability and a little bit deeper spiritual connection with this energy. And then lastly, to top it all off, we're going to be having a very deep and introspective Mercury, which is going to be stationing direct in Scorpio on the 29th. Okay, so making this all a month of, you know, deeper truths coming to the surface, conversations that are needing to be had, and this is going to be a time where we finally do get clear on what we're ready to release and rebuild so that we can move forward for the future. Okay, so if you are excited to see where this energy is going to be happening for you specifically within your chart, right, because what I just gave you was a collective overview of the energy that we are all going to be experiencing. But if you want to know exactly where this rebuild, this recalibration, this reconnecting with the self is going to be happening for you in your life, definitely follow and use this video based on your rising sign. Okay, tap the corresponding sign that matches your rising sign within this video to see where exactly this is going to be transpiring for you. Of course, you can watch for your sun or your moon, but for the most concrete and most accurate transit prediction, I would suggest following your rising sign. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. For my Aries risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. I'm so excited and honored to be bringing you the November forecast for this month ahead. Okay, so there's going to be three exciting and transformative energies that are going to be taking place and transpiring over the course of this month. Okay, and so one of the biggest ones that are going to be happening for you is the Jupiter retrograde that's going to be happening in your Cancer 4th house. Okay, this Jupiter retrograde is going to be asking that you really do face the inner restructuring that needs to take place within your home, within your emotional security, within your foundations, within your roots. You know, this could be a time where you are being faced with some opportunities to expand, but before those opportunities to expand the home or expand your, you know, private life or your inner emotional world take place, there needs to be an inner restructuring that is happening. Okay, so this is what's going to be transpiring for you during that Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. All right, and then also in the month you will be facing a Saturn going direct in Pisces. Okay, this Saturn going direct in your Pisces 12th house is going to be having you kind of take a little bit of a breather. I feel like with the Jupiter retrograde in Cancer and the Saturn going direct in your Pisces 12th house, this is definitely a time for inner reflection for you, inner spiritual growth for you. You know, you're going to be facing some hardcore lessons or some hardcore themes around your subconscious or around endings in life or around your spiritual connection and personal healing in life, your relationship to the unknown and to the invisible. And this may be a time with this Saturn retrograding going into your 12th house where the universe is calling for your surrender. Okay, surrender in whatever you've been going through, whatever has been happening. The answer just may be surrender. Okay, now finally, we are going to be having this Mercury go direct in Scorpio, which is equally some very heavy energy. I'm seeing that you are having this incredible, almost like a water trine happening in November of 2025, where you've got this Mercury going direct in Scorpio, you've got a Saturn going direct in Pisces, and you have a Jupiter going retrograde in Cancer. And this is going to be activating all of your water houses. So this is going to be quite an emotional time for you. This is going to be a moment where a lot of introspecting and real recalibration and emotional recalibration is going to be needing to be confronted and dealt with and connected to at this time. And like I said, with that Saturn going direct in Pisces in the 12th house, this may be the time where you will need to kind of surrender control a little bit, where you will need to kind of soften a bit at this time, okay? But to dive deeper into this Mercury going direct in your Scorpio 8th house of shared resources, of transformation, of your intimate bonds, right? This is going to be a time where you're being asked to maybe think about some intimacy issues or intimacy needs that are happening. This may be the time where you are meant to have some conversations around opening yourself up to someone, or letting others know how you feel or what you need, or doing some inner transformation at this time, okay? So with all of these energies combined, what I'm gathering the sense for you for November 2025 is that you're really being asked to revisit your emotional home base in your home life. And then with this energy, you are going to be someone that then you are able to begin applying what you've learned in your inner world and within your hidden patterns, and then finally being able to communicate it outwardly to the open, or outwardly to the person that's going to be offering some outward transformation, around shared assets, around love, around deep trust, around getting clearer, around things that may have seemed murky, or some bonds that may have needed to deepen at this time or separate, all right? So this is what I'm gathering for you during this Aries, during this November 2025 for you, okay? So what I love to do is I love to offer you a little bit of a mantra during this time. And your mantra for the month ahead is going to be, I ground myself within my roots and within my inner emotional world. I release what no longer serves me, and I speak truth where depth lives, okay? Don't be afraid of the deep or going deep in this upcoming month for you, all right? So without further ado, I am wishing you all the best, much prosperity and abundance. You take care and be blessed. For my Taurus risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. I'm so excited and honored to be bringing you the astrological forecast for the month ahead, okay? So for you, this upcoming month is going to be a very, very, emotional one. This is going to be a little bit of a water trine that's going to be happening in your chart at this time, with these major transits that are going to be transpiring. You're going to be having and facing a Jupiter retrograde that's going to be happening in your Cancer 3rd house, which is going to be bringing up old karmic, lessons and opportunities around your communication, around your siblings, around your inner mindset and communication. This is also going to be bringing up a little bit later in the month your Saturn going direct in Pisces 11th house, where there's going to be a little bit more discipline that needs to take place within how you associate with your larger groups, your affiliates, your networks, how you go towards your future dreams, goals, and wishes, not allowing it to just sit and be something that's very nebulous or unattainable, but making the conscious decision to have it be a bit of a co-creation at this time, where you are saying, you know what, with God, with the universe on my side, I'm going after my, commonly aligned groups of friends or classes, or towards my dreams and goals in life. With God on my side, I'm going to do what I can do within my power, but I'm also going to lean on faith a little bit. I'm going to lean on hope a little bit with this energy, again, while still doing what needs to be done on your end. All right, this is a time to get very disciplined about that area of life around your friendships, your goals in life, and your networks. And then to top it all off, you're going to be facing a Mercury going direct in your Scorpio 7th house, which kind of reminds me again of that 11th house Saturn direct going in Pisces, where again, there's all of this public and social type of energy. With that Mercury going direct in your Scorpio 7th house, this is going to be a time where you are going to be given permission to kind of interact with those around you in a little bit of a deeper sense. Whether you are speaking to others clearer, you are engaging in a little bit of a deeper, more vulnerable manner with others. You know, this is a time of restructuring or transforming your contracts, your long-term commitments. This is a time for you to, you know, if you're looking for love or things of that nature, this could just be the time where you're socializing and weighing out your options, but you're still out there gathering contacts, you know, renegotiating certain relationships. This is that time for you with this Mercury transiting into your 7th house, going direct in Scorpio. Okay, so in totality, right, with all of these transits that are happening in your water houses, right, which is a little bit of, like I said, a water trine that is happening for you this month, is going to be one that is very emotional, very, you know, emotionally triggering, very spiritually triggering, but it's all having you make you rethink how you communicate, how you interact, how you teach, and how you relate with those around you within your immediate environment in this upcoming month, okay? Jupiter is gonna ask you to reconnect with your voice. Saturn is gonna bring clarity to your friendships and to your long-term goals. And now it's time to build meaningful and lasting connections moving forward. And with Mercury going into Scorpio in your 7th house, this is all gonna sharpen your understanding of key partnerships in your life, or key relationships in your life that really match your vibe, that match your tone, that match your growth, that match where you truly want to go in life, all right? Important conversations are going to need to be happening in this upcoming month, I'm feeling like, you know, with that Mercury going direct in your 7th house, some important, vulnerable conversations are going to need to be had, all right, with lovers, potential lovers, business partners, or clients, all right? This may be a time where things really finally come full circle for you, but it is going to be a time that it is going to require your emotional authenticity, right? So this is what I'm seeing at this time for you during November of 2025, all right? I mean, for me, what I'm gathering from this with the November 2025 energy for you specifically is it's gonna be a cozy fall. This is gonna be a cozy, you know, grab your sweater, let's sit on the couch and have a cozy talk, or a meaningful confession type of fall. This is going to be that type of fall for you, okay? So the mantra that I have for you, I love to leave everyone with a little bit of a mantra for the month ahead. That way you are able to align your energy to the stars, is going to be, I speak with purpose, I trust the people around me, and I show up fully in my connections moving forward, okay? And so let me know if this resonates with you. Are you feeling like there are some conversations that need to be had, whether it be with your, you know, with your job, with some lovers, with some people around you? Are you having to have this like internal kind of reflection around what needs to be said at this time so that you can maybe fulfill an opportunity, or so that you can make some breakthroughs in a certain area of your life? Let me know. Are there some friends that you are having to kind of either leave behind or strengthen the bonds with? Let me know. Is this a time where you feel like you got to kind of buckle down and get serious about your goals? Let me know. Also, let me know if there are any unique planets within your 3rd house, or within your 11th house, or within your 7th house, because that would kind of alter the analysis a little bit for you. But without further ado, I am wishing you all the best, much prosperity and abundance. Happy November 2025. You take care and be blessed. Bye. For my Gemini risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. Wow, the year has gone by so quick. Where's the time going? You know, time doesn't wait for anyone, but I'm so honored to be bringing you the astrological forecast for this month ahead, okay? So in November, this is gonna be a very, very emotionally triggering type of time for you, okay? You're having somewhat of a water trine through the transits and the energies that are transpiring for you within November 2025. Within the month, you are going to be facing a Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, which is going to be taking place in your 2nd house of your money, of your self-worth, of your stability in life, you know, your values. And with this energy, this Jupiter retrograde is going to be bringing up some old karmic types of lessons and opportunities that aren't quite meant to act on, but it's something that you are meant to take mental note of, right? This may be the time where an opportunity may come to you that is having you face your particular self-worth, or your stability in life, or having you think about your money situation at this time, right? There may also be some lessons, some old lessons that would be coming up in this area of life that would be abundant, that would lead to abundance, but it's still gonna have you kind of reflecting around your relationship to your money, your self-worth, and your stability at this time. And so I wouldn't, in this area of your life, try to fix the money or move forward with something at this time. This is just a time for inner reflection during the retrograde, okay? It's where you're kind of fortifying and figuring out your particular self-worth or your money matters and things of that nature behind the scenes, okay? Now, throughout the month, you're also going to be faced with a Saturn going direct in your Pisces 10th house, okay? And so this is going to be a time when Saturn goes direct where discipline is going to be asked of you within your career life, within your public life, within your job, within your authority. This is going to be the time where Saturn is saying, hey, if you want the success, it's time to work for it. But this is going to be a little bit of a co-creation between you and the universe, okay? You're going to have to learn when to move on it and when to lean back and relinquish control, because it is in Pisces after all, right? And so this is going to be the time where you are going to need to do what can be done within your own human capabilities, and when you come up short or when you feel that there's no way through in that area of your life, you relinquish control and you step back a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of a dance, a little bit of a co-creation. This is going to be happening for you for the next 3 years with that Saturn transit in your 3rd house, okay? But this is a time for discipline within your goals, within your dreams, within your public image revolving around career. This is a time to get serious about your legacy, okay? And then, to top it all off, in this month, you're going to be having a Mercury going direct in your Scorpio 6th house. So, again, around work, around your health, around your daily rhythm and routine. This is going to be the time where you may find that you become a bit more busy at this time, where a little bit more focus is going to be required of you, or a little bit more intense focus is going to be required of you around your health, around your diet, around your routines, around your errands and your to-do list. This is that time, okay? And I'm feeling with all of this combined, right, with this grand water trine that's going to be happening for you within this month ahead, right? Although these things will be bringing up emotions around these areas of life, right? Because for you, your career, your health, your work, your routine, and your money are the most emotionally triggering areas for you, all right? It being the water houses of your chart. And so with all of these things that are happening for you at the same time, do know that your relationship to money and self-worth is under review at this time, okay? This is going to be the time where you're asking yourself, are you building something sustainable or just spinning your wheels and turning in circles, okay? With Saturn moving forward in your career, this is going to be a time where long-term professional goals are now ripe for steady progress for you, okay? And Mercury is going to be bringing that clarity around your routines, around your structures, around how you handle your day, which is going to be aligning you to kind of streamline your work and cut out the fat, cut out the excess, cut out the things that have you spinning your wheels or going in circles, you know, around the routines, around the habits that you may have that aren't working. This is going to be a time where you are decluttering your mentality around your life a little bit. And this is going to be a time where you focus on what supports your body and your true mission in life at this time. And like I said, all of those things combined are going to be having you go through some inner emotional restructuring, but allow it to happen, okay? And so let me know if this resonates with you. I always love to leave everyone with a little bit of a mantra for the month ahead, and so your mantra is going to be, I value myself deeply, I lead with purpose, and refine my daily flow. I feel like that fits, okay? So let me know if this resonates with you, okay? Are you excited for this trine that's going to be transpiring for you in this month ahead, okay? I really do feel like this is going to be the fall season where you really do align yourself to your career legacy and your values around it and money and things of that nature, and you getting a little bit more clear around how you handle your day, all right? Because as a Gemini riser, you know, you could be somewhat a little all over the place at times, you know, a little bit scattered, focused here, there, going everywhere. But this is going to be the time where you are going to need to reestablish yourself within your career, and in order to do so, you're going to need to cut out the fat and cut out the, you know, extraneous details or you know, miscellaneous details that don't really fit into or feed into your success or within your overall health, within your daily routines in life. And through that, at this time, you will find a little bit more opportunities for money and to gain a little bit more clarity around your self-worth, okay? So let me know if there are any unique types of planets or points within your 2nd house, your 10th house, your 6th house, because that would really alter this analysis a little bit and deepen the layers for you. Let me know those in the comments and I'll write back to you exactly what could be transpiring for you. But without further ado, my Gemini risers, I am wishing you all the best, a happy fall season, and you take care and be blessed. Bye. For my Cancer risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. Wow, where has the year gone, you all? You know, this is going to be quite a emotional time for you, and you are no stranger to the emotional currents of life. You are going to be having a bit of some very emotional and watery energies that are going to be transpiring for you within your water houses in this upcoming month for you, okay? And so let's go ahead and dive a little bit deep into these major transits that are going to be happening for you in November 2025, all right? So for you, within the month, you are going to be facing a Jupiter going retrograde in your Cancer first house, okay? Jupiter has been direct for quite a bit for you within your first house, and so there may have been opportunities, you know, expansion, both figuratively and literally and physically. You know, this could have been giving you some opportunities, but right now Jupiter is going to turn retrograde in your first house, and so you may find that the external, you know, output that you were capitalizing on or that you were expanding into through that Jupiter retrograde is going to be a time where you are having to reflect a little bit or go inward a little bit around those opportunities. There may be some lessons and opportunities, or old lessons and opportunities around your self-image, around your body, and around your identity, and around your path in life, where it is you want to go, all right? And then later in the month, you're going to be having a Saturn retrograde in Pisces, which is going to be happening in your 9th house of your wisdom, your higher learning, your faith, your belief systems, your education, or your educational pursuits in life. And this Saturn going direct in your Pisces is going to ask you to get a little bit disciplined in this area of life. You know, if you are a teacher, it's time to step into that role. If you are wanting to travel, this is the time to do the documents and get things under control so that you can travel. This is going to be the time where, with the Saturn going into the 9th house, where you're going to need to get concrete on your beliefs, or where you will become a little bit more concrete within your personal philosophies, within your personal belief systems that you hold in your life, all right? This is also a time where Saturn is asking for you to exercise your faith a little bit more, okay? For you to really be a steward of the universe in the most, you know, truest sense, right? If you say you believe, show the universe you believe, if that makes sense. This is a time for you to act on the wisdom that you have, if that makes sense. It's time for you to act on the beliefs that you have with this energy, whether you are teaching them, expressing them, or just being a steward of them with this energy of Saturn transiting into your 9th house, or going direct in your 9th house, okay? This is that time. Now, it's also a time with Saturn going direct into your 9th house where you're getting serious about your personal expansion in life, right? Maybe this is the time to travel, to teach, to learn something new, so that your life expands and moves forward during this time, okay? And that's gonna be a little bit of an area of challenge, but it will only be a challenge if you avoid the work that is necessary, okay? If you do the work necessary, do know that this area will go off without a hitch, all right? If you're working hard, being disciplined, being diligent in this area of your life, around your wisdoms, around your belief systems, around your ability to travel, around teaching something new, publishing something new, learning something new, do know that you won't have to worry, all right? But this is what is going to be the focus for the next 3 years for you, with the Saturn going direct in your Pisces 9th house. Now, in conjunction to this at this time, Mercury is also going to go direct in Scorpio in your 5th house, which is going to be around your creativity, around your romantic world, around your joy. And there may need to be some conversations had around this area, okay? This may be the time where deep conversations around your love life or around your romantic endeavors are going to need to be had. This is also going to be the time where you're thinking about your personal joy, thinking about your creativity. You could be thinking about a creative project at this time, or even communicating some creative projects at this time for you, okay? So this is what's going to be happening for you. But do know, with this Mercury going direct in Scorpio, there can be no walls, okay? This is a time for you that when you are speaking on things, when you are having these tough or deep conversations, that the walls must come down, okay? That you must be vulnerable, that you must be open, that you must not cling to power, okay? Because then that is when things kind of don't go in your favor, okay? So this may be the time where you could be a little bit busy in this area of your life around your romantic endeavors, your creative pursuits, and just your reclamation of joy in your life, okay? And so with all of these very emotional, triggering types of transits that are going to be happening in your water houses, this is going to make for a very emotional type of November, okay? This is going to be the time for you where you're being asked to turn inward and reflect on who you are becoming in this chapter of your life, okay? The Jupiter retrograde in your sign, in your first house, can feel like emotional introspection a little bit, or something that is an inner reflection, but it's also a chance to refine your personal truth and redefine who it is that you say you are, right? Before you get ready again to present it forward yet again out to the world, okay? And with the Saturn in the 9th house going direct, this is going to really anchor in your beliefs, all right? It's going to open doors for serious spiritual and academic pursuits or growth in this area of your life. And with that Mercury going, that Mercury's return or going direct in your 5th house, is going to be a time of like rekindling your joy, your play, your flirtation, and your romantic and artistic pursuits for you, okay? So let me know if this resonates with you, okay? This is going to be quite an emotional time around how you see yourself, right? Your wisdom, your truth, your belief systems, your personal growth in life, all right? Your ability to travel and your expansion, and your romantic life, your joy, your creativity. All of these things are calling for emotional authenticity at this time, okay? That what is underneath the surface must not stay hidden if you want success moving forward in these areas of your life, all right? And so what I love to leave you with is a little bit of a mantra, okay? Your mantra for November of 2025 is going to be, I honor my growth, I speak from my heart, and I trust in my journey. Okay, so let me know if this resonates with you, all right? Let me know if there are any unique planets within your 1st house, your 9th house, or your 5th house, because that would definitely alter the analysis just a tiny bit. But without further ado, I am wishing you a cozy and introspective and emotionally transformative fall for you, because it will be, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. For my Leo risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. Wow, where is the year going? Time does not wait on anyone. I'm so excited though to be bringing you the astrological forecast for the month ahead, okay? And so for you, there's gonna be some very emotional types of transits and energies that are going to be transpiring. What I consider to be a little bit of a water trine that's going to be happening in your houses, in your water houses in the month ahead. So do expect for this fall to not only be very cozy, but for it to be very introspective and emotionally unveiling. Okay, and these energies, the major transits that are going to be happening for you is going to be this Jupiter is going to go retrograde in your Cancer 12th house, okay, which is your house of, endings and, your spiritual connection and your personal healing in life, your solitude, your abilities to retreat, okay? And with this Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, do know that this can be a time where, Jupiter has been going through your 12th house for quite a while. It's been going through there for a minute. And so during this time, this may have been a time for introspection already. You may have found that this would have been a time where, although things were happening behind the scenes, you were still externally doing the work, whether it be through you going to therapy, you licking your wounds, you doing the active work to nurture yourself behind closed doors. But this may even be a little bit of an even deeper time for you with this Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, where you're having to come to a little bit of a pause point where you're saying, okay, let me reflect on the inner work that I've already been doing. Let me reflect on the therapy that I've been, taking up on, or that I've been a part of, and is it working? Am I okay with it right now? What have I gained from it? What are the lessons that I'm being asked from it? Am I okay with what's happening and the emotional unveiling that is taking place and the healing that's taking place at this time? This is going to be the time where there's a little bit of a pause point on the healing, but there's still going to be some karmic lessons and opportunities in this area for you, okay? A moment to deepen your spiritual connection, a moment to deepen your personal solitude and healing. This is definitely a time where continued healing and spiritual connection and you licking your wounds behind the scenes are going to be still taking place. And do know that, like I said, with the Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, you may not see the external blessings be made manifest just yet, right? That's going to be happening a bit sooner for you, a little bit later, after the Jupiter retrograde and after Jupiter leaves your 12th house. But right now, this is just a little bit of a pause point, All right, this is just a little bit of a little bit of a reflection around the personal healing that has been transpiring. Okay, where you're meant to kind of write down the lessons that you're gaining from it. All right. Now, in the month, you are also going to be having a Saturn go retrograde in your Pisces 8th house. All right, and this is also going to be an equally very emotional time for you. Okay, because this is your area of transformation, of grief, of merging, okay, of vulnerability, of trust. And so with the Saturn going direct in your Pisces 8th house, this may be a time where the universe is asking for your surrender in this area, okay, where it's saying, hey, if you want change and transformation to take hold in your life, or if you want the changes and the transformations that are happening in your life to go off without a hitch, this may be the time where you may need to surrender, where you may need to relinquish control a little bit, where you may need to trust in the universe and its divine plan for you within these next chapters of your life that are unfolding. Okay, with Saturn also going direct in this area of life, you may also find this is the time where you're being faced with some challenges to open up, to be vulnerable through a person, through a situation, through, you know, your environment. This is the time where you're kind of having to face those karmic lessons around your relationship to sex, merging deeply with others, vulnerability, trust. So do the work, okay? I know it's tough, but do the work in this area of life for you at this time, all right? Lastly, you in the month are going to be facing this Mercury going direct in your Scorpio 4th house, which is, again, yet another emotionally triggering area for you, which is going to be asking that you really do get kind of laser beam focused around your home life, around your family, around your inner emotional security, around the foundations that you have in life, all right? And so you may be a bit busy at this time. This is a highly introspective time for you, but should you do the work in these areas of your life, you're going to find that some success can be happening for you. Okay, this is a very quiet and deeply spiritual month for you. All right, Jupiter in your 12th house is going to be pulling you inward. It's going to be nudging you to let go. It's going to be nudging you to retreat and to forgive or let go of some things. Saturn is going to be going direct in your 8th house, which means that like heavy emotional or financial topics are going to be becoming clearer. You may be faced with some energies around your ability to merge with others, whether it be sexually, romantically, financially, you know, and it's all going to require vulnerability and surrender, all right? And it's also time to deal with what's been repressed within these energies of your 12th and within your 8th, and a little bit within the 4th. You know, the Mercury in the 4th house brings up clarity to the family dynamics and maybe real estate matters or just your living situation that may need to be worked out so that you find a little bit more emotional security for yourself, okay? But the key for you this month, my strong, brilliant, courageous Leo risers, is vulnerability, is to let it go, is to trust, is to surrender, okay? Because in doing so, you will find some transformations will work in your favor. Some new chapters are gonna unfold in your favor, okay? So let me know if this resonates with you. I always love to leave everyone with a little bit of a mantra to help you align to the stars' energy during this month ahead and to keep your head on straight, right? To keep you aligned. And your mantra is going to be, I heal in silence, I transform through truth, and protect what grounds me, okay? So this is that month for you, all right, my Leo risers? Let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if there are any unique planets within your 12th, your 8th, or your 4th house, and write that in the comments below, and I'll write back to you what that could be mean for you, because that may change or alter the analysis just a tiny bit. But without further ado, I'm wishing you a very cozy, introspective, healing, and transformative fall, okay? You take care and be blessed. Bye. For my Virgo risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. Wow, the year is going by so quickly. I mean, the year has felt like a month almost a little bit with how quickly it's going. But, you know, I'm so excited and so honored to be bringing you the astrological forecast for this month ahead, okay? So November 2025 is gonna be quite an emotionally triggering area for you, okay? Because these major transits are gonna be triggering your water houses, creating a little bit of a water trine for you within the month ahead. And so for you, the first major transit that is going to be transpiring in your life is going to be this Jupiter going retrograde in Cancer in your 11th house, okay? And your 11th house is all to do with your communities, your hopes, your dreams, your future dreams, goals, and wishes, and your social role in life. And so, as you know, with this Cancer being here, you are already emotionally attached to this area of your life. You're already emotionally attached to your friends and to your goals in life and to your dreams and what you do for others and within your communities and things of that nature. And so with Jupiter going retrograde in this area, do know that, Jupiter has been here for quite a while. So you may have already experienced some growth in these areas of life. You may have already had some long held dreams of yours come true in this area of your life. You may have already expanded your network at this time. You may have already, made the necessary connections that are opening doors for you, that are helping you get to your future dreams, goals, and wishes at this time. But do know that with the Jupiter retrograde, this is going to be a little bit of a pause point, okay? This is going to be the time where you are going to be having some old lessons and opportunities that are going to have you face this area of your life, right? Where you may get an opportunity from someone that is having you kind of reflect and be like, is this aligned with what I want to do? Do I have the capacity to go forward in this direction of my life? Is this aligned with my hopes and my dreams? You may have some friends or some more networks trying to affiliate with you where you're having that same kind of pause point where you're saying, is this opportunity, is this person who's reaching out to me aligned with my goals? Are they aligned with my community? Am I aligned with them? So that is what you're going to be having. And I would say right now with the Jupiter retrograde, if you can and if it is in your control, try not to really act on it. Try to put it on pause. Tell those people you'll get back to them, don't tell them why, but it's because it's Jupiter retrograde right now. And after Jupiter goes direct a little bit later in the month, then pursue that opportunity. Take action on those goals that you are having at that time, because that's when it would be beneficial for you, okay? I never suggest taking an opportunity, although they will come during a Jupiter retrograde, okay? And like I said, you may even get, with the Jupiter retrograde in this area of life, old revisited karmic type of opportunities, old friends that you may have left behind, old business partners that you no longer affiliate with, that are circling back to kind of challenge you to kind of say, that's not where I am anymore in my life or in my story or where I want to go. So that can happen around this area of life as well, okay? Now, moving forward, you're going to be having a Saturn go direct in your Pisces 7th house, okay? So this is going to be the time with the Saturn going retrograde in your 7th house of partnerships, your love and romantic life, your deep commitments, your business contracts, right? Where there's going to be some reflection that needs to happen in this area of your life. You may find that this is going to be the time where you're getting very disciplined around this area of your life. If you're in a relationship with someone, this is the time where some serious types of moves may need to be had in this area of life. You may find that bonds strengthen, commitments lock in, you get a little bit more serious about your contracts around your relationships, around your love, around your romantic life, around your marriage. This may even be the time with the Saturn going retrograde that if you are single, this could be the time where you are meant to take action, within your social life, within your ability to find love. And it's going to be a little bit of a sobering act, because as you know, with your Pisces in the 7th house, this is already a very elusive and dreamy area for you, and sometimes you can get carried away or lost. But with the Saturn going into the 7th house, this can be a little bit of a sobering area for your life, where you kind of snap out of it, you see the relationships and the state of your social world a bit clearer, and you're meant to take action in this area of your life. And that's going to require work from you. That's going to require your ambitious spirit from you. That's going to require some commitment to your social life in this area of your life to do so, to make it be successful. And this is going to be happening for you within the next, 3 years, where you're having to be a little bit more disciplined around how you socialize and who you socialize with and what the state of your marriage looks like, or your ability to find love and marriage for yourself. It's going to be something where you're kind of seeing things for what they are, okay? And you being someone that says, oh, I see, I don't have a relationship because I'm never socializing. Oh, that person's a liar. Oh, that is not the right connection for me. This is going to be that time for you where things are becoming a bit clearer, but it's still going to require your effort, your commitment, and your ability to claim structure in this area, okay? So get to work in this area, because like I said, for some out there with the Saturn transiting into the 7th house, you may find deeper commitments, love, romance, better connections with others, better business opportunities and contracts. So do the work necessary, see things clearly, be the grounded Virgo riser at this time, especially within your relationships, all right? Use some of that Scorpio third house that you have and be a shrewd business person, or be someone in your relationships that sees things for what they are, not what you want them to be. Okay, and that's what your Saturn direct in Pisces is going to be asking of you at this time. Now, lastly, to top it all off, you're going to be having a Mercury go direct in your Scorpio third house, speaking of, right? And so this is going to be a time where with the Mercury going direct, you're going to be laser beam focused at this time. Your mind is going to be at an all-time high. You're going to be finding that you are really, really digging deep in the mind. You're going to be communicating some very hard truths, or, you know, communicating very vulnerably at this time. This is a time where your communication and your mind is going to be a bit intense. It's going to be running a mile a minute, right? So put that energy into good use. Put that energy into having some very tough talks that you may have been scared to do, or some very vulnerable talks that you've been putting off. This is the time to do it, all right? But do be careful to not be too strategic or to be too exposing in this area, too aggressive in this area, in the mindset, okay, because that could come about. But this is a great time with the Mercury going into your third house and going direct, where you are able to have those tough conversations, if that makes sense, those tough negotiations, the ability to express yourself to those in your immediate vicinity, okay? So with all these things combined, I feel like for you in November of 2025, your dreams, your allies, your friendships are all under review at this time. And this is a time where you're really meant to ask yourself, are you still in alignment with the people around you? Jupiter in the 11th house is going to be asking you some very tough, you know, questions around like you having to revisit your long-term vision and your goals and dreams, and if they are still the ones you want to go after and continue forward in that area. Same is true with the friends that you have. Are these the people? Are these the connections? Is it the environment? Is this the community of people that still fit my vision? If the answer is yes, great. Take the pause, take the reflection, and when Jupiter goes direct, you pursue as normal. But if not, if there is a little bit of some outliers in your community that you don't really want to be around, or there's some opportunities that you aren't quite jiving with, this may be the time where you make a note of it and you say, you know, around the Jupiter going direct, I think I'm going to get rid of that opportunity, or I'm no longer going to be affiliated with that person anymore, okay? And so lastly, I feel like with this energy for you, Mercury is really going to help you think clearly and speak with power moving forward, okay? You may deliver or receive truth that clears the fog or clears up any room for ambiguity, all right? So this is going to be quite an interesting November 2025 for you, all right? It's going to be an emotionally triggering, but it looks like, you know, for me, what I'm gathering already, you being the Virgo riser, it looks like, you know, work is going on as usual, right? It's going to be a very it's going to be a very productive November 2025. It's just going to be a little bit of a it's going to be emotionally productive, if that makes sense, okay? So that is what I have for you. Let me know if this resonates with you. I always love to leave everyone with a little bit of a mantra for the month ahead, and your mantra is going to be, I walk with aligned souls, okay? I love with intention. What else? I speak with precision and clarity. All right, so that is your November 2025 reading. Let me know if you have any unique planets within your 11th house, within your 7th house, or within your 3rd house. Write that in the comments below, and I'll write back to you exactly what could be transpiring for you for the month ahead. But without further ado, I am wishing you all the best, much prosperity and abundance. You take care and be blessed. Bye. For my Libra risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. Wow, where is the year going? Time is not waiting on anyone. Wow, I'm so excited and honored to be bringing you the November 2025 forecast, okay? This looks like it's going to be quite an emotional time for you, as you're having a little bit of a water trine happening through these transits that are going to be transpiring in your chart in this upcoming month ahead for you, okay? You are having a Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. This is going to be transpiring in your 10th house of career, your legacy, your reputation, you know, your job. And with that Jupiter retrograde going in Cancer, do know that you've had a Jupiter transpiring in your 10th house, percolating in your 10th house. So hopefully you've already been seeing some opportunities, some growth, some elevation in this area of life. Don't worry if you haven't. This transit is going to be here between now, well, Jupiter itself is going to be in your 10th house between now and June of 2026. But right now, this is going to be a little bit of a moment of pause, a little bit of a moment of reflection, where you really are meant to ask yourself, are the opportunities and the lessons that have been transpiring in my job, in my career, within my overall legacy in life, are they aligned with what I want to do, or where I want to go, or who I want to be within my public role or reputation? This is a little bit of a moment of pause for you, okay? So you may also find that there could be some old lessons, some old opportunities that could come up that could challenge these questions, all right? So that is what this Jupiter retrograde is going to be bringing at this time. And you may also find that with the Jupiter retrograde, you know, this may also be a time where you are going to be given opportunities, but you may not be meant to quite act on them. Maybe you are getting a lead, maybe you are going on an interview, maybe you are getting an opportunity to do something that would elevate your growth in your career, but you're not quite meant to act on it, okay? Or you're getting an idea that would grow your career, but you're not quite meant to act on it. Remember, this is just a moment of pause. And I highly suggest that when Jupiter goes direct, that's when you take action, okay? Now, in the month as well, you're going to be having a Saturn go direct in your Pisces 6th house of work, of your wellness, of your routines, your daily rhythm, your daily habits. And when Saturn goes direct here in your Pisces 6th house, this is going to be a little bit of a snap out of it moment. All right, this is going to be a time where, you know, usually with your Pisces 6th house, you're going to be someone that wants to dream all day. You just want your head in the stars. You want to research astrology all day, or at least have a moment to do those things. You may just want to go with the flow, right? But when Saturn goes direct, this is going to be a time of tremendous structure that is going to be needed and being asked of you during this time. Saturn is going to be here now that Saturn's gone direct. It's going to be here for the next 3 years. So you are going to be finding that this is going to be a time that if you want success, if you want health in your life, if you want wellness in your life, discipline is going to be asked of you. Order is going to be asked of you, okay? And that may kind of snap you out of your usual Piscean way of handling things, okay? But do know that should you take care of your health, should you take care of your diet, should you take care of your rhythm and flow in life, everything is going to go off without a hitch, all right? And you may be finding some, like I said, growth and elevation through that Jupiter in the 10th. Now, lastly, to top it all off, you are going to be having this Mercury go direct in Scorpio, and that's going to be in your 2nd house of finances, of your values, of your inner confidence, your association with money. And, you know, this is going to be an area where you are having to kind of think about those things, where you're having to confront some deep truths around your personal self-confidence and its association to money, or your personal self-confidence and its relationship to others, or, you know, your personal values in life, right? This may be the time where you are thinking about money, and that can be quite triggering, because as you know, this is already a little bit of a triggering area for you when you have a Scorpio in your 2nd house, okay? So with all of these things combined, this big trine that's happening in your water houses, this is quite an emotional area in those topics and those realms of life for you. You know, it's going to be very emotionally kind of triggering in your career, your money, and your routine in life. All right, and it's going to be asking for a bit of some emotional reflection, emotional authenticity to move those things forward in your life at this time. All right, so, you know, with everything combined, I feel like your career or your public image may be shifting a little bit. You know, this is also a time with the Jupiter retrograde where it's going to help you reassess your goals. It's asking you, is your work truly fulfilling? Is this the job for me? Is this the role for me? Is this the dream for me? Am I going in the right direction? Maybe I've been going in the wrong direction in my career, and that's why nothing's happening, right? Or that's why there's no growth. These are the times where you ask yourself those things. If the answer is yes, again, you just take a mental note of it and you continue as forward when Jupiter goes direct in your 10th. You continue as, you know, business as usual. But if the answer is no, this may be the time where you're meant to kind of stop and go in a different direction or take a different opportunity, all right? And with Saturn stabilizing this area of your health and your daily work and your routines, it's going to be calling for more responsibility and fewer distractions in this area of life, all right? This may be the time where you aren't just eating everything that you want to eat, or where you aren't just doing anything you want to do. This may be the time where you are getting a little bit more clear and a little bit more disciplined. You're hunkering down, okay? And lastly, that Mercury in your second house is going to be offering clarity around money, around budgeting, or around your self-worth. Okay, so this is a time to speak for your value, or think about your value, or align your money and your stability to your personal values and personal truth and what you truly deem important moving forward. Okay, so this is what is going to be transpiring for you. Let me know if this resonates with you. Okay, also I love to leave everyone with a little bit of a mantra for the month ahead. Okay, and so your mantra to align your energy to the stars is going to be, I lead with integrity. Okay, I work with balance, and I trust in my worth. All right, so let me know if there are any unique planets within your 10th house, within your 6th house, or within your 2nd house, because that will alter this analysis just a tiny bit. But without further ado, I am wishing you all the best, much prosperity and abundance. You take care and be blessed. Bye. For my Scorpio risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. Wow, where did the year go, y'all? Where'd it go? Okay, this is going to be quite a very emotionally triggering and transformative month ahead for you. And you are no stranger to those two themes, okay? Emotions and transformation go hand in hand for you with this energy in your life, you being a Scorpio riser. But you know, this month is going to be that time for you. Okay, this is going to be that time where these themes are quite prevalent. All right, you're going to be having a little bit of a water trine happening in your water houses. You're going to be faced within the month a Jupiter retrograde in Cancer in your 9th house of your belief systems, your expansion in life, your truth in life, your educational pursuits, your higher wisdom, right? And with this Jupiter retrograde, you may find that this is going to be a little bit of a moment of pause in this area of life, right? You've already had this Jupiter experience or this Jupiter transit that was transpiring within your 9th house for quite a moment, for quite a while right now, you know, and it's going to be here between now and June of 2026. But during this time, while Jupiter was in your 9th house, you may have found that there were some opportunities to travel, to teach, to learn something new, to expand your higher truth or your personal wisdoms in life, your spiritual expansion, things of that nature. And that is great and good, but right now, while Jupiter turns retrograde, this may be a moment of reflection around that expansion that's happening in this area of your life. This may be the time where you are meant to ask yourself, is that the move I want to make? Is that the trip I want to go on? Is that, you know, the relocation effort that I want to do? Is that the class and workshop that I want to be a part of? Are these opportunities in this area really truly aligned with the beliefs that I have for myself, or that are formulating within my psyche? Is it, you know, these are the questions that are meant to be asked, you know? And if the answer is yes, you take a mental note of it and you continue as business as usual. Right? But if the answer is no, this may be the time where you're meant to kind of trim the fat in those areas of life. Maybe get rid of some mentors that you thought were aligned but aren't quite aligned. You know, they just came with the Jupiter transit to your 9th house, and it was just a little bit a fluke. You know, it was a little bit of like, yeah, I said yes because the opportunity presented itself, but I'm actually finding that maybe I don't have time to pursue that, or that's not something that is aligned with what I believe in, right? So that is what's going to be happening during this Jupiter retrograde. Now, within the month, you're also going to be having this Saturn go direct in your Pisces 5th house, all right, which is very interesting energy around your creativity, around your romantic world, around your personal self-expression, around your joy in life. And with this Saturn going direct in your Pisces 5th house, do know that this is going to be the time where you are needing and being asked to become a little bit more disciplined within your, you know, it's asking for you to become a little bit more disciplined within your love life, or around your personal self-expression, or around your hobbies. And you may feel that at this time, you know, with the Pisces in the 5th, you are someone who is quite naturally good at anything spiritual, anything healing, anything creative. You're quite good at those things. Even if you don't dive into that realm a lot, or even if that's not something that you make a part of your calling in life, do know that that is something that you excel within, is in anything spiritual, healing, and creative. And with the Saturn going direct in this Pisces 5th house, this is going to be asking for a little bit more grounding in this area of your life, a little bit more action and work in this area of your life. You know, if you want love, This is a time where you act on it, where you get disciplined about it, where you don't nebulize it, where you don't leave it to fate and the universe to make it happen for you, but where you become a little bit of a co-creator with it, where you say, you know what, I am gonna do what I can do in this area within my human capabilities to make this area be a possibility for me and to materialize it. And when you come up to a fork in the road or up into, you know, a bump in the road or what is it, like a block, then that's where you relinquish and let go, right? It's gonna be a little bit of a dance in this area when you have a Saturn going direct in Pisces in your 5th house. This is also equally gonna be asking for your discipline and your efforts within your creative pursuits or within your pursuit of joy and happiness in your life, okay? It's a little bit of a dance, it's a little bit of a co-creation. This is gonna be an area that requires work. It's a very funny placement when Saturn transits into your 5th house, because it's kind of asking you to work at your play. It's asking you to work at your joy. It's asking you to work to have fun. You know, and I don't mean actually working at your job. No, it's like, okay, I think I do need to get serious about my dating life. I do need to get serious about going out and having fun with the girls, going out and having fun with the guys. This is that time where you're needing to get serious about having fun, you see? And so this is what's going to be transpiring for you during the Saturn going direct in Pisces, what is it, 5th house. And this is going to be something that's going to be here for the next 3 years for you, okay? So should you get serious about this area of your life, you may find that romance starts to pop off for you. Some creative projects may pop off for you. You may find that you deepen your relationship to your personal creativity in your romantic world. So do the work, all right? Your work is just that you get to focus on play and having fun and creating and your artistry and your joy in life, all right? I think that that's a fun assignment to have, if you ask me, okay? Now, moving forward, Mercury is going to go direct in Scorpio, completing this big water trine that's happening in November of 2025 for you, okay? And when Mercury is going to go direct in Scorpio, it's going to be going direct in your 1st house of your self-image, of your voice, of your identity, of your body. And this may be an area where you are having to, you know, in the mind, think about some hard truths in this area or some hidden areas that may have been eluding you around this area, around your identity, around your body, around where it is you want to go in life, your route in life, all right? So this is what can be seen during this time. You know, in November of 2025, I really do feel like this month is going to be challenging you to revisit your worldview and your belief systems and your spiritual path in life, okay? Jupiter retrograde is really going to be asking you those questions, all right? What do you really believe in? Where is your expansion? What is it that is aligned to your truth, all right? Saturn is also going to be supporting you in this a little bit. Saturn is now going to be supporting, you know, serious creative endeavors or romantic maturity in this area, or taking your inner child more seriously. Like I said, this is a time to shake it off and just, you know, get serious about that though, all right? And then lastly, Mercury is going to help you find your voice a little bit more, okay? A little bit of a time where you are letting what is inside out a little bit more. And I know that's something that is not very characteristic of you being a Scorpio riser. You may keep all the intensity that you have in, but this is maybe the time with the Mercury going into the 1st house and activating these houses where you're bringing the inner parts of you outward, and that's going to be bringing some movements forward, all right? That's going to be reshaping your outer world a little bit more by you doing those things, okay? And so do know that during this month you are clearer than ever with this energy about who you are and what you stand for, or at the very least you will be getting clearer about who you are and what you stand for, okay? So let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if this excites you a little bit. Do you feel this kind of energy stirring in your spirit a little bit? You know, we always feel these energies coming before they happen, all right? This could just be confirmation for you. And let me know if there are any unique planets within your 9th house or your 5th house or within your 1st house, because that would alter this analysis a little bit, because, you know, all of those energies would interact with the natal planets, okay? What I love to do is I love to leave you with a little bit of a mantra to help your soul align to the energies that are going to be happening for you for the month ahead. And so yours is going to be, I trust my vision, I create with commitment, and I express myself boldly. Okay, so without further ado, I am wishing you a happy fall, and you take care and be blessed. Bye. For my Sagittarius risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. Oh my God, where has the year gone? What? Whew, y'all, time is not waiting on anyone. But Without further ado, I'm excited to be bringing you the November forecast, okay, of 2025. And so this is going to be quite an emotionally triggering month for you because, you know, these major transits that are going to be happening are going to be triggering your water houses within your chart, okay? And it's going to be forming a little bit of like a water trine in your water houses at this time. So this is going to be very, very emotionally triggering, all right? So first and foremost, do know that you are having a Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, 8th house, okay? So you may have found that within, you know, since Jupiter has gone into your 8th house, there may have been some expansive energy coming to you around, you know, maybe changing a home or you finding inner healing or you unearthing some long harbored energy within you around your relationship to your trust, your vulnerability, your shared resources, your ability to merge with others, your ability to get intimate with others. This may have been a very exciting time or a very expansive time for you, right? You may have had lovers or people or situations that helped you unearth this area of your life, right? This may even be a time where you are going through a bit of a personal transformation, whether it be physically, spiritually, or mentally. This is a big transformative moment for you, and Jupiter is ensuring that this transformation that you are going through is going to be something that benefits you rather than harms you or hinders you. But right now, with this Jupiter that is going to be turning retrograde, this is going to be a little bit of a moment of pause where you are going to be having to kind of reflect on the transformations that are transpiring, okay? This is a time to really ask yourself, are the people that I'm merging with, that I am being intimate with, that I am being vulnerable for, do they match who I am? Do they match where I want to go? You know, same is going to be true with the transformations that are transpiring in your life. This is going to be the time where you're really asking yourself and then to kind of pause and reflect and say, you know, am I comfortable with these changes? Are these changes kind of helping me a little bit? And you're meant to kind of take some of the wisdom that is coming through this transformation into account, you know, writing down at this juncture, because the transformation isn't over, right? It's going to be here between now and June 2026, but this is a moment of reflection and a moment of pause where you're meant to kind of take the notes of it, right? Now, later in the month, you're going to be having a Saturn go direct in Pisces 4th house, where again, there's all this energy around like home and family and your living environment and your role within the family. And when Saturn goes direct in Pisces 4th house, this may be the time where you are needing to get a little bit clearer around your living situation, around your emotional grounding a little bit, around your home life, all right? Figuring out where it is you want to live, figuring out a little bit more of a foundation around your home life. You know, usually when you have a Pisces in the 4th house, you're just kind of willy-nilly about the home. It's wherever you end up is where you end up. Whatever happens is what happens. Whatever's going on in the house is what's going on in the house. I don't care. It could be like that. It could just be very nebulous and elusive energy around the home life, right? And so, but now that Saturn is going direct in your 4th house, this is going to be the time where a lot of grounding is going to be asked of you, and where a lot of work is going to be asked of you as well. This is going to be a time, a little bit of a sobering time for you within your ability to establish yourself within your home life, within your foundations in life. You know, it always brings up that quote that is about, you know, have you ever heard that quote that says, before we can do anything else in our lives, we got to get our house in order, right? That is what this Saturn going direct in Pisces is kind of bringing the quote of to you in your life. Before anything else can pop off in your life, this is going to be the time where you got to get the house in order. You got to get the home under control. You got to get the family dynamics, you know, clearer during this time, okay? Or where it is you want to live a little bit more clear, or your just emotional foundations, you got to get these things a little bit under control, okay? And that's going to require a little bit more grounding, a little bit more footing, because like I said, usually with the Pisces energy in the 4th, it's just out of mind, out of sight. What, you know? So this is that time to get the house in order. Now, moving forward, you've got a Mercury going direct in your Scorpio 12th house. Okay, and Mercury going direct in your 12th house, I really do feel that this is going to be a time of great mental introspection, okay, around healing, around endings, around spiritual clarity at this time, okay? And your mind may be intensely laser beam focused around your personal healing, around letting things go, around your ability to surrender control at this time to the great beyond and the great plan of your life, all right? So this is what's going to be happening during this very watery and emotionally transformative time for you during this water trine in November of 2025. Okay, so with all of these things combined, I really feel like this month is gonna be bringing deep emotional introspection for you, okay? Jupiter is really gonna be inviting you to reflect on your energetic and financial entanglements during this month, okay? And they're gonna be asking you the questions of, are they nourishing you or are they draining you? Okay, are these connections and these deep entanglements, are they helping you row your boat to your transformation, or are they poking holes in it? This is going to be a time where you are being asked those important questions. Now, Saturn in your 4th house is also going to be helping you create firm emotional roots and foundations, or take on a new responsibility in the home, okay? A new thing may pop up in the home that's requiring your kind of attention. All right, and lastly, Mercury is clearing out any of that mental fog or any of that, elusiveness around your subconscious area. All right, it's helping you sift through the intensity within your subconscious. Okay, it's also, like I said, helping you with that mental fog, gaining clarity around your spiritual path in life. All right, and you may have a little bit more spiritual downloads or epiphanies or ideas at this time with that Mercury transiting into your 12th house of Scorpio. Okay, that direct is going to be making some things percolate in the mind. Okay, be careful of restlessness or losing sleep at this time during the November 2025 water trine, because that could happen when Mercury goes into the 12th house. But also do know that your mind is going to be a little bit more on God, on the universe, on your spiritual connection at this time, which is also equally good. And that's probably what is keeping you up at night, okay? Or it's your mind is going to be on your healing or understanding those deep things in life, okay? So this is what's going to be transpiring for you for the November 2025. Let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if there are any unique planets within your 8th house or within your 4th house or within your 12th house, because that would definitely alter this analysis just a tiny bit. Write that in the comments below and I'll do my best to write back to you what this could be transpiring for you specifically, okay? Now, I always love to leave everyone with a little bit of a mantra for the month ahead, and your mantra is going to be, I release what binds me. Okay, I protect my peace and I speak with the unseen. Okay, I commune with the unknown forces and spiritual areas of life. Okay, so without further ado, I am wishing you all the best, much prosperity and abundance. You take care and be blessed. Bye. For my Capricorn risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. Wow, where did the year go? Oh my gosh. Time is not waiting on anyone, and I'm so excited to be bringing you the astrological forecast for this month ahead, okay? So in November 2025, there will be a little bit of a water trine happening for you within your water houses, which is going to be bringing up and unearthing some very, very emotional and triggering energy for you in this upcoming month ahead, okay? And so first and foremost, there will be a Jupiter retrograde happening in your Cancer 7th house, okay? This is going to be your area of love and commitments and partnerships. And with this Jupiter that was in your 7th house, that is in your 7th house, and that will be there until June of 2026, you may have found that this was bringing up a lot of opportunities within love, within your commitments, within your partnerships. You may have taken on more you may have taken on more love, taken on more commitments, taking on more partnerships at this time. And all of that is good. During this Jupiter retrograde, this is going to be a moment of kind of like digestion and reflection around the opportunities that have been happening and transpiring for you in this area of your life at this time. This is going to be the time that, although the universe has been throwing these opportunities and these relationships towards you, this is going to be the time where you are meant to kind of step back a little and say, are these relationships aligned with me, or am I just accepting them because the universe is deeming it, fit for me to have all these relationships at this time, right? You don't have to take everything that the universe gives you. And so you will be asking yourself, are these relationships aligned with me at this time? Are these commitments, are these opportunities, are these partnerships aligned with me at this time, okay? And if the answer is no, this may be the time where you are, cutting through the fat a little bit, where you're saying, you know what, thank you for the opportunity, thank you for the proposition, but thanks but no thanks. This could also be the time where if it is yes, or where the answer is yeah, if the answer is yes, and these people are kind of aligned with what you want and where you see yourself going in life, then you just carry on business as usual, you know. But it is just a moment of a little bit of a reflection. Now, what I will say, and my biggest advice during a Jupiter retrograde, especially in your 7th house, that if there are some new friends, new opportunities, new partnerships, new commitments that comes up at this time, or if there are any contracts being drafted at this time, I would put it on pause. I would just email that person and say, hey, make up an excuse. You know, I don't know if your friends or your business partners are down with astrology, but just let them know, hey, I can't sign this right now. I need to review it a little bit more, all right? And I would then sign that contract or make that move or jump into that relationship after the Saturn retrograde, okay? Also, what can come up with a Saturn retrograde in the 7th house is that you may find that there are old lovers, old opportunities, old commitments, old jobs, old ventures that may come up to proposition you as well. And that may be also a time where you are kind of meant to check in with your personal growth and say, how have I grown from that relationship? And is this person coming back to just test my growth? Am I meant to revisit that, or am I meant to just carry on with the growth that I've gotten from that and move forward? Okay, it may be the latter with this energy. Okay, Jupiter retrograde is always gonna kind of check you and see just how strong you've become and if you want to backtrack or not, all right? So do expect old lovers, old contracts, old commitments to come up a little bit to test your growth. Now, moving forward in the month, you are going to be having a Saturn go direct in your Pisces 3rd house. All right, with this Saturn going direct in your 3rd house, this is going to be the time where you are getting a little bit more clear within your thinking, within your communication, within how you express yourself, okay? This may be the time where, you know, usually when you have a Pisces in the 3rd house, you are going to be someone who's very dreamy, you know, you're thinking about spirituality, you could be a bit elusive, or sometimes run the risk of being misunderstood in the way that you communicate and things of that nature. But right now with the Saturn going direct, this may be the time where you are having to get a little clearer within how you communicate. If that means you have to slow things down or write things out or have someone check your words or your proposals, this is the time where you do so. This is the time to get clear around communication so that you can negotiate, so that you can have other people communicating with you in a healthy fashion. And this is going to be a 3-year type of transit, okay? This isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Even though this Saturn going direct is a part of this new trine that is forming, do know that beyond this trine, Saturn is going to remain here in your 3rd house of Pisces, okay? And so you are meant to really get a little bit more clear within your voice, within your communication, within your learning skills, within your mindset, okay? It's time to get really structured in this area of life. And then lastly, in November 2025, you are going to be faced with the Mercury going direct in your Scorpio 11th house of your wider networks, of your friendships, of, you know, the people around you with this energy. And do know with this energy, you are going to find that this is going to be the time where you are thinking about your goals, you're thinking about your dreams, you're thinking about the networks that you want to affiliate with and the vision that you have for the future. And so with all of these things combined, right, this I feel like it's going to be a month where your relationships are being reevaluated a little bit, okay? This is going to be the time where you're really asking those questions of, are these relationships, are they helping me grow or are they keeping me stuck? That Jupiter retrograde is going to really be helping you reassess like your commitments and your long-term endeavors with people or with jobs or with businesses or with contracts. And with this Saturn going into your 3rd house, it's going to be bringing a little bit more discipline around your thoughts, around your writing, around your communication style, and how you express yourself and get your point across. And then that Mercury, I feel like, is going to really be clearing the air with friends. It's going to be really sifting through the fat around some long-term goals or visions that you may have for yourself. It's going to be really thinking about this area of life. This is where a lot of your mental focus is going to be, okay? And so it's really going to be helping you speak up for your future, or bringing, it's going to help your future kind of come into reality a little bit through your ability to speak for it and advocate for it, if that makes sense, okay? So let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if there are any unique planets within your 7th house or within your 3rd house or within your 11th house, because that would alter this analysis a little bit. And if you write that in the comments below, I'll do my best to write back to you and let you know exactly what could be transpiring for you. But do know this is going to be quite an emotional time for you, my Capricorn risers. I know usually, you know, you are not the one that is characteristic of someone that is being very emotional. But right now, because these these water houses are being triggered, you're going to be finding that you are very emotionally attuned to your relationships, to the way you communicate, and to your friends and your larger networks in life, and your goals and dreams in life, okay? And so for you, I love to bring you a little bit of a mantra, all right, to help your soul align to the energies that are going to be transpiring for you in November 2025. And yours is going to be, I commit with care, all right? I think with clarity, and I align my purpose with people, okay? Or my people with my purpose, all right? It can go either way. All right, so without further ado, I am wishing you all the best, much prosperity and abundance. You take care and be blessed. Bye. For my Aquarius risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025. I'm so excited to be bringing you the astrological forecast for the month ahead. Okay, so this is going to be quite a very emotionally triggering and transformative month for you, because you are having a bit of a water trine happening in your water houses. Okay, and so the first event that is going to be transpiring for you is this Jupiter retrograde that is going to be happening in your Cancer 6th house, okay? This is going to be having you visit old lessons and old opportunities around your health, your work, your routines, your rhythm in life, how you stay productive, and how you handle this area of life for you, okay? And you may find that, you know, with this Jupiter that was and is in your your 6th house, there may have been some opportunities that have come up in your daily life, you know, some opportunities, some things that have kind of expanded your schedule, or that have made work be a very happy, exciting, and abundant place for you. There may have been some growth in these areas of your life, but that may have also kind of expanded your schedule, expanded what was on your plate already. And so right now, during this Jupiter retrograde, this is going to be the time where you're asking yourself, are the new routines that have been building in my life, are they beneficial? Are they leading me down the right path? Are these opportunities, and is this abundant schedule that I am leading, or, you know, this new routine that I'm having, this new workout, this new diet that I'm on, is it something that I'm aligned with? All right, and if the answer is yes, you continue with it as business as usual. If the answer is no, this may be the time where you may need to kind of drop some routines, or let some air out of the tires a little bit, okay? Now, later in the month, you're also going to be having a Saturn go direct in your Pisces 2nd house, all right? And so this is going to be the time where the universe is asking you to really, really get clearer and a little bit more disciplined around your money, around your self-worth and how you see yourself, around your particular values. Now, I know as an Aquarius riser with that Pisces in the 2nd house, this area of life could be a little, it could be a little nebulous, all right? It could be a little like, you know, you don't really know. You don't really care. You're just a soul having a human experience with this energy, right? And so your values, your self-worth, your money aren't really tied to what people would think they would be tied to, or to earthly matters. They're more tied to your spirituality. They're more tied to nebulous things or spiritual union. That is what can be seen with this energy. But right now, with the Saturn going direct in Pisces, you are needing to get a little bit more clear around how you see yourself, around your self-worth, around how you make money moving forward. And I would start with the values. You know, if you get clear on your values, get clear on what's important to you, get clear on what you want, that's going to lead you down the path to find more money for yourself, okay? And through that, that's also going to increase your self-worth, okay? And that is going to be a 3-year journey. I know that this Saturn going direct in Pisces is happening now, and it is a part of this water trine that is happening in November 2025. But beyond this water trine, do know that this is going to be a transit that's going to be here for the next 3 years. So work is being asked for you to focus on within this area of life if you want more success within your money, your stability, your self-worth, your self-confidence, how you see yourself, and what you deem important in your life, okay? Now, lastly, the Mercury is going to be going direct in your Scorpio 10th house, around your career legacy, around your career reputation, your job, your purpose in life. And with this energy, do know that this is going to be the time where your mind is really going to be on your job. It's going to be on your career. You may be really coming to some realizations around what it is you want to do within your career. You may also be communicating in a certain way, or networking in a certain way that is helping you towards your elevation, helping you towards your purpose in life, okay? So really, I feel like this month is really asking you, are your daily routines and habits aligned with your well-being and your growth in life, okay? Jupiter here in this month is really going to also prompt a little bit of a review, all right? And you are also going to be finding that like Saturn is helping you rebuild self-trust and self-confidence and your financial security or ability to find financial security through hard work and effort in that area of life, all right? And then lastly, this Mercury that is going direct in your Scorpio 10th house is going to helping you sharpen your professional voice, all right? How you communicate, how you express yourself within your career. Maybe it's just time to go back to the drawing board and say, you know what? I need to sharpen my interview skills. I need to sharpen the way I negotiate or the way I carry myself within my career or within my job so that I can find more success, all right? So this is what can be seen with this energy, all right? And you may have to also redefine what success means to you at this time. And again, all of these things are gonna make for a very triggering and transformative emotional time for you, okay? Because this is where your emotions are. Your emotions are on your self-worth, they're on your routines in life, and they're on your job. And with this grand water trine, this is where a lot of this energy is going to be percolating for November 2025, okay? So let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if there are any unique planets or points within your 6th house, within your 2nd house, or within your 10th house. And if you write that in the comments below, I'll do my best to write back to you and let you know exactly what could be transpiring for you in November 2025. But I love to leave you with a little bit of a mantra to help your soul align to the stars, okay? Your mantra in this upcoming month is going to be, I refine my habits, rebuild my value, and I rise with purpose. How about that? I think that's a good one. Yeah. So without further ado, I'm wishing you all the best, much prosperity and abundance. You take care and be blessed. Bye. For my Pisces risers, suns, and moons, happy November 2025, okay? This is going to be a very, very emotionally triggering and transformative November for you, okay? Because you are having a water trine in your water houses. And you know, to be honest with you, you are no stranger to the depth and the mysterious, all right? You are no stranger to the mystical, and this is going to be quite that type of fall for you. You are having a little bit of a water trine happening in your water houses in November 2025. And the first event that's going to be transpiring for you is this Jupiter retrograde that's going to be happening in your Cancer 5th house. Your 5th house around joy, romance, love, creativity, and children if you have them or want them. And you know, with this Jupiter transiting into your 5th house, do know that you may have had opportunities or growth or expansion in this area of your life. But right now, during this Jupiter retrograde, there may be a moment of reflection and pause. You may also be having or facing or experiencing some old lessons around this area of your life. You know, old lessons and old opportunities, old lovers, old situations that are having you reflect about this area of your life, okay? And so this is going to be the time where you're asking yourself, have the opportunities, have the romantic endeavors, have the creative endeavors that I've been embarking on and that have been expanding my life, are they aligned with what I truly want in my life, right? Just because the universe is giving you all these things doesn't mean that everything or every opportunity or every person is aligned for you, right? Jupiter is going to do what Jupiter does, which is give and offer. But right now during this retrograde, you are being asked to kind of reflect and see if all of these opportunities and expansion in this area is aligned for you, okay? Now, with the Saturn going direct in Pisces in your 1st house, this is going to be a time of self-identity restructuring, okay? This is going to be a time of self-discipline. This is going to be the time where you're getting very serious about your body, your identity, your path in life, okay? This is going to be that kind of time for you. And I know usually as a Pisces riser, you are going to be someone that feels a little bit lost, elusive, go with the flow, trust and let go, let God around this area of your life. But with the Saturn going into the 1st house, this may be the time where you kind of snap out of that energy a little bit and you're needing to get a little bit more grounded on who it is that you say you are, okay? And then acting on that, all right? Now, lastly, you are having that Mercury go direct in your Scorpio 9th house, okay? And so this is going to be an area of your life where you are having to, you know, think about your personal truths, your belief systems, your travel in life, okay? Your educational pursuits, and there may be a lot of mental activity in this area of your life. You may be thinking about these things a little bit more. You may be thinking about a trip, thinking about a vacation, thinking about certain belief systems, thinking about a certain worldview that is kind of being fostered within you. You know, this is that time, all right? So I feel like this month for you is really going to be a time to reconnect with your joy a little bit. You know, Jupiter in the 5th house is really going to be bringing a powerful time of review around love and fun and romance and creativity and children if you want them or have them. And Saturn stationing or going direct in your 1st house is going to be helping you embody a new level of maturity around your sense of self or who it is that you say who you are. You know, I feel like you've done the inner work and now it's time to really carry it outward and show it and prove forward within this time frame. All right. And lastly, you know, with Mercury in your 9th house, I feel like it's going to bring a little bit more clarity around your spiritual and philosophical outlook around life. And this is where truth really does kind of crystallize for you in life, or where truth arrives for you in life. Okay, so let me know if you resonate with this. Let me know if there are any unique planets within your 5th house, your 1st house, your 9th house, because that may alter this analysis just a tiny bit. And if you write that in the comments below, I'll do my best to write back to you what that could mean for you in November 2025. But without further ado, I love to leave you with a little bit of a mantra. Yours is going to be, I embrace joy with wisdom. I carry my strength with me and I trust my path in life, okay? So without further ado, I'm wishing you all the best, much prosperity and abundance. You take care and be blessed. Bye.